Boop. Welcome to Top Deck City. My name is Grim, and as you can see, I got my new Game Nights playmat with art by Danish artist Jesper Ising, and I thought it was appropriate that I would use a playmat of a Scandinavian artist to open this awesome collector's booster of Kaldheim and see what we get. So here it goes. Well, we got a gorgeous token. Okay, so this is upside down. All right. So we have a foil Tormentor's Helm, foil Warhorn Blast, a Code Spell Cleric, Invoke the Divine. I like this card. Very easy removal for instants and enchantments. And the life gain's nice. Pilfering Hawk. Snowbird. He's pay 1 snow, draw a card, and then discard a card. That's pretty cool. Avalanche Caller. Another snow creature. Human Wizard. Target snow land you control becomes a 4/4 elemental creature with hexproof and haste until the end of turn. It's still a land. He's a 1/3 for 2. And he's 2 to do that. Divine Gambit. Oh man, the absolute worst card in Magic history, I think. This card is so bad, and it was such a bummer that they printed this card when White could have actually used something good. Oof. I mean, let's read it. I mean, 2 mana for a sorcery speed, exile target artifact, creature, or enchantment an opponent controls. That player may put a permanent card from their hand onto the battlefield. It's so bad, and I'm actually happy that I got a foil one. So now that I can frame this piece of shit and hang it on my wall as a reminder of how much Wizards of the Coast hates White. Snow-covered plains. A Siege from Beyond. So this is a rare. It's 7 mana for a giant, or spirit giant. He's a 5/5 flying. Spells you cast from anywhere other than your hand cost 2 less to cast. That's pretty cool. And he's got Foretell for 5. I think he might make it in a couple of commander decks. It'd be better if he was a giant wizard, but, you know, whatever. Ooh, Calamity Bearer. It's a pretty looking card. 4 mana for a 3/4 giant berserker. If a giant source you control would deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals double that damage to that permanent or player instead. A very situationally good card. I'll find a home for it in my Ruhan deck because it's a giant tribal deck, but otherwise, it's a pretty crappy rare. Egon, God of Dead. 3 mana for a 6/6 Death Touch God. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile 2 cards from your graveyard. If you can't, sacrifice Egon and draw a card. And he flips into Throne of Death. It's a 1-drop legendary artifact. At the beginning of your upkeep, mill a card. Pay 3 and tap it. Exile a creature card from your graveyard. Draw a card. That part's pretty cool. I'll definitely find a home for this guy. Looks like we got an alternate art of Harold, King of Skemfar. He's a legendary creature elf warrior with menace. He's a 3/2 for 3. And when Harold, King of Skemfar enters the battlefield, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal an elf, warrior, or Tyvar card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So, pretty cool elf commander. And we got a full art Darkboar Pathway. With the Slitherboar Pathway on the other side. So that's cool. I didn't get this one yet, so I'm happy to get that. And a very cool Spell Ice Shaper. I was very impressed with this card the first time I saw it. I love the foil. I love the way it looks. It's a Troll Warrior. I'm definitely going to build a deck using this exact card. Ooh! Alright, I didn't have this one yet. A foil alternate art Magna Brazen Outlaw. Dwarven Berserker. Other dwarves you control get +1/+0. And when a dwarf you control becomes tapped, create a treasure token, sacrifice 5 treasures, search your library for an artifact or dragon card, put that card onto the battlefield, and shuffle your library. So my issue with this card And you know, I'm normally excited when I get dwarves. Is I think this card looks worse than the regular version of it. I wish there was a version that had this beautiful outline with not this art, with the original art where she looks like a badass. Um, this is just mediocre as far as I'm concerned. That's just my opinion. Which is weird because both these are the same artist, but I think they did like 1,000 times better on this job than they did on this one. And then the zombie berserker and the human warrior. So overall, pretty much cabbage. Definitely not worth the price of the pack, and maybe only 2 actually playable cards, unless you're building a commander around one of them. So, hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.